This vlog series is about the beautiful places, culture, history, and the food that I was able to experience recently throughout southern Spain and Portugal. I hope you'll follow along and enjoy learning a little about these incredible places. On day 7 of our trip, after breakfast and coffee in Seville, we checked out of the hotel and boarded the bus in the rain. It was the first rain that we'd really had since we started our travels. I was happy that the rain had cooled the temperatures down, but was hoping it would be clear by the time we reached Portugal. On our drive, fields of green olive trees and cork trees lined the sides of the highway that you could see for miles in the distance. We rode for 2 hours into this charming little town near the Portugal-Algarve coast called Tavira that straddles the Gilão River. Founded in 400 BC, the town of Tavira was an essential trading post between Europe and North Africa. The cobblestone streets and pretty homes made me feel as if I had stepped back in time. The typical Spanish whitewashed buildings were now covered with colorful tiles. The cool breeze blowing up from the river made exploring pleasurable and peaceful under the warm summer sky. Dazzling red and purple bougainvillea flowers added bright colors to contrast the white and tiled homes along the quaint little streets. We first walked down to the central square by the Tavira Roman Bridge to visit the Tavira Castle Gardens. There, an array of shrubs, bougainvillea, aloe vera, hibiscus, rose, privet, geraniums, oleander plum, and rubber trees offered a wonderful area to sit and relax. The ramparts of the Tavira Garden and 10th century Moorish constructed castle once protected the city and the harbor, exhibiting a grand view of the town along the river. The 13th century Church of Santa Maria with a bell and clock tower sits on the back side of the garden, offering a beautiful backdrop. My girlfriends and I headed over the bridge to have lunch at A Mesa, a 2023 Michelin-rated restaurant tucked at the end of the street filled with restaurants and shops. The waitstaff was polite and spoke English. They did a full presentation of the food that we ordered, and the tables on the outside patio filled up quickly. We were lucky we got there early without a reservation. After lunch, we all went out on our own, and I spent the next hour or so walking the streets, shooting photos, and exploring this beautiful small town. I met up with Jose and had some ice cream before we all got back on the bus for the remaining hour drive to Lagos, Portugal. The drive showcased cork trees, olive tree farms, and occasionally white wind turbines seen on the hills in the distance. The bus pulled into the 4-star Lagos Avenida Hotel, where we checked into our rooms and freshened up before meeting downstairs for a drink. We had a quick tour of the city and then found a fabulous place to eat called Mar Restaurant and Bar. The quaint restaurant sits high above the water, offering both indoor and outdoor seating with the best view of the ocean. The food was fabulous. Lagos was my favorite destination so far. I love being near water, and having grown up in Florida, I'm drawn to the salty air of a beach town. Lagos is located in the southern Portugal's Algarve region that sits on the Binsefrim River in the Atlantic Ocean. After dinner, we went back to the hotel to turn in and get some sleep. It was a wonderful day, and as I laid in bed that night, I found myself really excited about the photos I had taken. Day 8 of our travels was again another opportunity to slow down and relax a bit. We would be staying in Lagos for 2 nights, so it was nice to start the day at a slower pace. Like every other day, we started with a great breakfast spread and wonderful coffee. We all took the day to go out on our own and explore the town. I walked for a while with a friend, taking photos and exploring the cobblestone streets of the city. The local mom and pop shops and restaurants were vibrant with patrons, and the tiled homes and buildings were beautiful. We shared some nachos at lunch and had drinks at a small Mexican restaurant. The people in Lagos seemed more laid back and dressed in casual beach attire. Surfing was definitely a draw to the town. I loved the art and the graffiti that I discovered along some of the streets. The sunshine on my skin felt wonderful as I walked along the picturesque waterfront where I took in the charm of the historical landmarks, the beaches, the boats, and the marinas. I joined a few friends and we walked along the boardwalk to the closest beach area where there were large rock formations surrounded by sand and seaweed. We stopped in a small cafe for some red sangria on the second floor terrace to relax and enjoy the cool breeze from the ocean. My friends wanted to walk down to the beach, so I headed back to the hotel on my own. I felt so free and comfortable walking along the water with so many people around. Later that evening, our group met for drinks downstairs before heading out to find something to eat. Jose led a few of us to a quaint restaurant off the beaten path called the Navegador that features Mediterranean Portuguese cuisine. We were greeted by a warm, friendly staff and served in a small room on the second floor with a beautiful terrace overlooking the water. I shared a dinner for two of delicious fish and mixed seafood in a tomato base. This popular stew is served in a domed dish that keeps the seafood warm as you dip out what you want onto your plate. Everyone at our table seemed to enjoy what they had. After dinner, we slowly walked back to our hotel where we all turned in for the evening. As I laid in bed, felt a little sad that we were nearing the end of our travels. I was happy that the wonderful people I was traveling with on this trip would become a bigger part of my memories for years to come. The town of Tavira and the city of Lagos are both places I would love to visit again someday.